Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be telling you a few of the things that I did to lose 60 pounds growing up and then 75 pounds after each one of my 3 pregnancies. So if this is something that you're interested in, please keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I'm super excited to finally be doing this because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, but for one reason or another I've just kept putting it off. But I'm finally doing it. I'm so excited. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mayra. I am a full-time housewife and mother of 3 beautiful babies. So I did want to address the fact that I'm not home right now because of the whole coronavirus deal that's going on. We decided to leave our home in the city in Colorado Springs, and we're staying with my in-laws right now who kind of live off the grid somewhere in Colorado still. Excuse me, it's so dry here. But yeah, it just started to get a little crazy in the city, so we just decided to leave and quarantine ourselves here because it just feels a little bit or a lot safer, I guess. But it is kind of strange not seeing people. Like, I'm starting to kind of lose my cool a little bit. I don't know how everybody else feels. If you guys wouldn't mind telling me in the comments below what you guys are doing to like keep busy during this time, that'd be awesome. I had found some weights outside and I was doing a little bit of like workouts out there with those, but lately we've had like 70 to 80 mile per hour winds, so I'm stuck inside with 5 little ones. So yeah, that's been something. I really hope that all of you guys have everything that you need, that your family is safe and healthy while we get through this really crappy time, and we'll get through it, guys. We just got to be patient and stay home and wash your hands. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video. So growing up, I was always the chunkiest out of all of my friends and my cousins. Like through middle school and high school, I was always the biggest one. And then after I graduated high school, it got even worse, and I got up to about 198, close to 200 pounds. And for somebody that's my size, that's really, really big because I'm only 5'4". So around the time that I was 21, I decided to take a trip to Las Vegas. And during this trip, my friends and I went to like clubs and pool parties and all that kind of stuff. And at one of the pool parties, like it just hit me, and I was like, why am I 21 years old and I look like this? Because there were all these guys that were like big and like chiseled, and the girls looked like their bodies were pulled out of a magazine, and it was crazy. And I just was in disbelief that I was that young and that I was so big, and I was just so sad. So after the trip, when I got home, I decided that I was finally gonna do something to change the way that I felt about myself and change the way that I looked. So the first thing that I did was that I cut out all sugary drinks, all sodas and juices, and I was notorious for these big Starbucks frappuccinos that are really, really good, but they're just so loaded with sugar and just crap that your body just does not need. And you really don't want to drink your calories. Drinking your calories is one of the worst things that you can do. So I cut all those things out and I started to just drink a lot more water. And if you're like me, in the beginning, drinking water was freaking horrific. I hated it. I thought it was disgusting. So I had to find ways to make it fun for myself. So I would add lemon or lime, or now you can even go to the store and buy these like little flavoring things for your water, and that's an option. I even added chia seeds to my water, and that was really cool because they really helped keep me fuller longer. And a lot of the times, if you feel like you're hungry all the time, it's not really that you're hungry, you're just really, really dehydrated. So you want to drink water all day long. You're supposed to drink about 1 gallon a day, and I know that sounds nuts, but you have to find, I don't know, get yourself a cute water bottle or something that is a reminder for you to just keep chugging water. For me, I just keep mine in my shaker cup, and I think this is like a 20-ounce bottle, so I fill this up like 6 or 7 times a day. 128 ounces in a gallon, whatever, you do the math. But yeah, just find something that'll make it fun for you. Tip number 2 would be to cut back on carbs. I don't believe in cutting out carbs completely. I have done diets where I've cut out carbs entirely, but I am absolutely miserable. I like my carbs. I just think in moderation or making the right choices like will help. So being Hispanic, my diet did consist entirely of like tortillas and bread and Mexican rice, and we fry up all of our carbs, and it's food that I love, but it's anything in excess is just not good for you. So I learned to make smarter swaps. So if you like white rice, try a brown rice. If you like bread instead of white bread, try a whole grain sprouted bread. Instead of regular potatoes, try sweet potatoes. Just healthy. I think a lot of people think that healthy eating is bland and boring, and it doesn't have to be that way. And a lot of people think that you have to deprive yourself of like everything, and I have done that and it works, but when I do fall off, I end up gaining like all the weight back that I had already lost. Like, it just doesn't work. You have to be consistent and just learn how to make those smart swaps. My tip number 3 would be to stop binge eating. I would binge eat all the time growing up. My parents would never restrict the pantry access to us, or like all of the unhealthy Dorito, Cheetos type snacks were always like at our reach. So if we felt like we wanted a snack, like we didn't ask for anything, we just went into the pantry ourselves and grabbed the first thing that looked good, which when you're young, like you don't want to pick up freaking celery and carrots. Like, you go into the pantry and you get a bag of Doritos or you get a bag of Oreos. And I would do this and go sit on the couch and turn on the hills and binge eat for a good, I don't know, 3-4 hours. So you need to stop binge eating. It is not good for you. And it's definitely not going to help with that weight loss, because it's going to put you over the amount of calories that you're supposed to eat throughout the day. So stop it. So tip number 4 would be to be mindful of your portion size. So again, growing up, I remember being 9 or 10, and my parents would give me these like big adult dinner plates that were entirely covered and stacked with food. And I was 9, I was little, I did not need that much food. And I don't know if maybe just their parents didn't teach them, so my parents didn't know, so I didn't know any better. And then after I was done eating that huge plate of food, they would ask me if I wanted seconds. So I would get up and get seconds because I thought that that was the right thing to do. So when I changed that, my rule of thumb became to do a smaller plate and a palm-sized protein, of fist-sized veggie, and then whatever I could cup in my hand would be like my starchy or like high-carb foods. And that really helped a lot. So I would try that, and the smaller plate really helps. And whenever I do use a bigger dinner plate, I feel like I just want to put a bunch of everything on there. So definitely give the smaller dinner plate a try, and the portion tip, just give it a shot. Tip number 5 would be to get moving. You really cannot expect to see a big those big changes in your body if you're not doing some form of physical activity. And if you're like me, in the beginning, going to the gym can be very intimidating. I dreaded the thought of being in a room with a lot of athletic looking people because I thought that they were going to be judging me because of how big I was. And if I did go, I would just get on the treadmill for like 2 hours because I didn't want to look dumb trying to use the equipment. I didn't know how to use the weights. I didn't want to ask anybody how to use the weights. I just wanted to stay out of everybody's way. So if that's the case for you, you can always do something at home. Like, there's a ton of YouTube videos for like at home workouts, or a yoga video, and you don't have to worry about how goofy you look doing it for the first time, because it's just you in your living room. But even if it's like going for a walk at the park, you gotta do something. You gotta get off your butt. And tip number 6 is probably the most important, and that is to be consistent. You have to be consistent in order to see those really big changes. And I know that it can be very discouraging when you feel like you've been eating clean for like 3 days or a week and you see no change at all when you step on the scale. It does not work like that. I know, because I've struggled with my weight for years, and I felt like it wasn't fair when I felt like I was eating really well and I was just not seeing anything happen. Losing weight is definitely a marathon and not a race. Like, you're gonna have to give it time, but you're gonna have to work hard, and it's gonna suck. But if it's something that you really, really want, you can do it. I really believe that. I did it. I know friends who have done it, and it's all about that consistency, that hard work, and how badly you want it. And it also really helps if you have a partner to like work out with, or like keep you accountable and stuff. For me, it really helps whenever Logan is like on track with me, because if I see him eating ice cream straight out of like the gallon, it makes me want to cheat a little bit. And just tell your partner that this is something that you really want, because if you guys do it together, it'll be so much easier. And there's definitely times when I feel lazy and I'm like, oh, I don't want to work out, and Logan like gives me that little tug that I need. And sometimes it's the other way around. So if you have somebody that can keep you accountable, like, do that. It'll definitely help. And you also have to think long term. Why do you want this? Why do you want to lose the weight? Because if the reason is because you're going on a trip and you want to wear a bathing suit, or so-and-so is getting married, like, that's not a good enough reason. You have to want it for the long term. Like, this is your new lifestyle. This is the person that you want to be. And trust me, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you see this whole new person that you did not know was inside you, you are gonna feel so amazing. I know how that feels. Like, when people started noticing that I was losing weight for the first time, and it felt amazing. Like, I never felt so good about myself, and I want that for you. But you have to want it more than anything else. So these are all of the tips that I have for you guys today. There is a lot more that I would love to cover, but that would make this video like 3 or 4 hours long. So I'll put that into other videos. You guys let me know what you're interested in, like, learning about. You name the diet, you name the diet pills. I have probably tried them. Keto, Atkins, carb cycling, fasting. I've tried it all. So just let me know. And I thank you guys so much. Those of you that have already subscribed, it means so much to me to have your support. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I know that you like videos like this one. And if you know anybody that would maybe get something out of this video, please share it. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.